Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A funny Monday edition of the podcast with episodes of George Burns and Gracie Allen, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day, a full hour of Town Hall Tonight starring Fred Allen and the mighty Allen Art Players, and Claudia. And yes, those of you who think that the mighty Carson Art Players was something original, no, it goes all the way back to Fred Allen. That's all coming up on this Monday, the 17th day of March, 76th day of the year, 289 days left in 2025. St. Patrick's Day, celebrated for the first time on this date in 1756 in New York City's Crown and Thistle Tavern. In 1776, British forces evacuated Boston after George Washington and Henry Knox placed artillery overlooking the city. The rubber band, patented on this date in 1845. In 1901, a showing of 71 Vincent van Gogh paintings in Paris, 11 years after his death, created a sensation. Luther Gulick and his wife Charlotte founded Campfire Girls, now Campfire USA, on this date in 1910. Nevada legalized gambling on this date in 1931. Used to be something unique in the nation that you could only legally experience in Nevada. But then all these governmental agencies thought, well, you know, we can get money this way, and then there's the lottery, and then there's this, and now gambling's not the main reason to come to Nevada. It's the great shows and our beautiful nature. If you have ever looked at our little community here, Ely, Nevada, ElyNevada.net online, you'll see some of the beautiful things that this part of the world has to offer. And that's a plug. Thank you very much. Contact our Tourism and Recreation Board through ElyNevada.net, and they'll put you on to everything, especially if you love nature. Now, in Washington on this date in I got to back up again, because we have the darkest skies in America right here, where this show originates, and you can see so much, and you go 3 miles out of Ely, and you look up, and you see the real sky. Okay, shut up, Wyatt. Quit proselytizing your hometown. And I wasn't born here, but boy, it's like family. You know, some of your best family are people that we were never related to, and this is my hometown, as much as I love Emporia, Kansas. In Washington on this date in 1941, the National Gallery of Art officially opened by President Roosevelt. 1948, Benelux, France, and the UK signed the Treaty of Brussels, a precursor to the NATO agreement. In 1950, the University of California, Berkeley researchers announced the creation of Element 98, which they named Californium. 1958, the U.S. launched the Vanguard 1 satellite, and in 1960, President Eisenhower signed the National Security Council directive on the anti-Cuban covert action program that will ultimately lead to the Bay of Pigs invasion. 1966, off the coast of Spain in the Mediterranean, the Alban submarine found a missing American hydrogen bomb. What was later to be determined a stuck thruster led to the premature termination of the Gemini 8 space mission to dock with an unmanned vehicle in orbit.
We got serious problems here with it. We're coupling end over end, but haven't turned anything off.
Did he say he could not turn the Agena off?
No, he...
Say again?
It's in a violent left roll here.
It's created a split and blown them, but they can't seem to stop it or get them working.
Now the flight was terminated hours later, and Gemini 8 landed 3 days early. Now, the crew would fly again and make it to the moon. Pilot David R. Scott would be the 7th man to land on the moon, and the command pilot, you know his story well, the first man to set foot on the moon. Neil Armstrong. In 1969, Golda Meir became the first female prime minister of Israel, and in 1970, the U.S. Army charged 14 officers with suppressing information related to the horrendous My Lai massacre. Now, in his address before the UN General Assembly, President Jimmy Carter laid out his plans for advancing the cause of human rights.
The basic thrust of human affairs points toward a more universal demand for fundamental human rights. The United States has a historical birthright to be associated with this process. I will seek congressional approval and sign the UN covenants on economic, social, and cultural rights, and the covenants on civil and political rights. And I will work closely with our own Congress in seeking to support the ratification not only of these two instruments, but the United Nations Genocide Convention and the Treaty for the Elimination of all forms of racial discrimination as well.
Now, in 2002, Carter was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work with the Carter Center in partnership with Emory University. Some historians believe that partnership was more of an accomplishment than anything he did during his presidency. No hate against the late president, but his time in office was not what it should have been. He was a fine man, did some good things during his time, but as a president, he certainly was not the best. In 1985, serial killer Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, committed his first two murders in Los Angeles. In 2003, British cabinet member Robin Cook resigned over government plans for war with Iraq. At the same time, UN Secretary General Kofi Annan ordered staff to leave Iraq.
We will withdraw the UNMOVIC and Atomic Agency inspectors. We will withdraw the UN humanitarian workers. We will withdraw the UNICOM troops on the Iraq-Kuwaiti border.
Annan also said that the UN-administered Oil for Food program in Iraq would be suspended during the withdrawal, since oil monitors would not be on the ground to run the exchange of Iraqi-produced oil for humanitarian supplies. Unrest in Kosovo on this date in 2004 resulted in more than 22 killed, 200 wounded, and the destruction of 35 Serbian Orthodox shrines in Kosovo and 2 mosques in Belgrade and Nice. In 2006, a Dutch autopsy on Slobodan Milosevic, the former Yugoslavian president who was found dead in his cell 6 days earlier, detected no evidence of any toxins, non-prescribed medication, or even abnormal levels of his prescribed medicines.
So far, no indications of poisoning have been found.
United Nations War Crimes Tribunal President Fausto Pokar saying that the autopsy had already disclosed 2 underlying heart conditions that Milosevic suffered from. A Russian heart specialist told reporters Mr. Milosevic had died from undetected blockages in his coronary arteries. Back in 1999, Milosevic charged with the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia with war crimes, including genocide and crimes against humanity in connection to the wars in Bosnia, Croatia, and Kosovo. In 2008, rock musician Paul McCartney's divorce from Heather Mills settled for $48.6 million. Those passing away on this date in history included St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, in either 461 or 493, and that's whom this date is celebrated for, St. Patrick's Day. Also, Dutch-born mathematician Daniel Bernoulli, Christian Doppler, physician-mathematician, Fred Allen passing away on this date in 1956. We will hopefully bring you that great show, and I'll pull it up again. If nothing else, we'll put up as a special podcast, the Remembrance of Fred Allen, done by NBC. Actress Grace Stafford passing away on this date. Actress Helen Hayes, singer Terry Stafford, broadcast executive Pat Weaver, TV personality J.J. Jackson from MTV, fashion designer Oleg Cassini, and the wonderful country singer Ferlin Husky, on the wings of a snow-white dove. Birthdays on this date include golfer Bobby Jones, singer Ray Ellington, also Nat King Cole, astronaut James Irwin, Adam Wade, the host, first African-American game show host, a great show, musical chairs, also a wonderful singer, passing away back in 2022 at the age of 87. Astronaut Ken Mattingly, also born on this date. We lost him in 2023. Also, dancer Rudolph Nureyev, Jefferson Airplanes, Paul Cantor, and serial killer John Wayne Gacy, all those folks born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Best known for his time with The Loving Spoonful, but remembered so well for doing the song, the theme song from Welcome Back, Kotter. John Sebastian, 81 years old today. From Dallas and Step by Step, Patrick Duffy is 76. Kurt Russell is 74 today.
I'm going to hide this tape when I'm finished. If none of us make it, at least there'll be some kind of record.
From the movie The Thing, Kurt Russell, 74 today. Remember him from CSI and The Stand? And I remember him most from his role in The Stand. But he was best known for his role in the Forrest Gump movies. Gary Sinise is 70.
I told you if you were ever a shrimp boat captain that I'd be your first mate. Well, here I am.
That from Forrest Gump. Gary Sinise is 70 today. Rob Lowe is 61.
Listen, we have a bit of a situation here. There was a leak, and so I had to move the announcement up to today.
Rob Lowe, 61 years old today. He's known as the one of the people behind the Smashing Pumpkins, but now he also owns the National Wrestling Alliance. Billy Corgan, 58. From Ween, Gene Ween is 55. From Justified and the Detour, Natalie Z is 50. From Sweet Valley High and The Game, Brittany Daniel, 49. Her twin sister Cynthia, also from Sweet Valley High, is 49 as well. Samoa Joe, the pro wrestler, he's been in all of them, hasn't he? Except for WCW. He's been in All Elite Wrestling, where he is now a top player. He was also in the WWE and never got a chance in WWE. He also was in TNA Impact Wrestling. Samoa Joe, 46 today. Mrs. Ice-T, Coco Austin, 46. Also from High School Musical, Olesa Rulin is 38. And from Star Wars, The Force Awakens, and Star Wars, The Last Jedi, John Boyega is 33.
Why are you helping me? Because it's the right thing to do. You need a pilot. I need a pilot.
With Oscar Isaac there, John Boyega, 33 years old today. Those just a few of the people celebrating St. Patrick's Day, the 17th day of March is their birthday. If this is your birthday...
We baked you a birthday cake. If you get a tummy ache and you moan and groan and woe, don't forget we told you so. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Make a wish, dear, and blow out the candles.
Here they go.
And on this Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the George and Gracie Show as they celebrate the St. Patrick's Day and try to break up Gracie's and Artie Shaw's romance, such as it is. That's coming up next here on this Monday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chief hope of our enemies is to divide the United States along racial and religious lines and thereby conquer us. Let's not spread prejudice. A divided America is a weak America. Through our behavior, we encourage the respect of our children and make them better neighbors to all races and religions. Remind them that being good neighbors has helped make our country great and kept her free. Thank you.
As promised, George Burns and Gracie Allen, going all the way back 84 years to March 17th, 1941, and the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
From New York, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam. George and Gracie.
what joy! George Burns, Gracie Allen, Artie Shaw and his orchestra, the singing glee with the smoothies free. To start the fun, here's Jimmy Wallington.
Another Monday night at your house, and time for Burns and Allen, and time for you to discover the way women all over the country have learned how to give the family a breakfast that is different. Serve Spam fried. Spam is tender, tasty meat, a perfect blend of sweet, juicy pork shoulder meat and ham cooked to a savory goodness. Made only by Hormel, Spam is packed in a handy can, so all you do is open it, cut off slices of Spam, and fry quickly in a hot pan. Serve sizzling hot with eggs or a stack of wheat cakes, and you'll start the family off in the morning with a meal that sticks to the ribs. Try Spam fried, the quickest, tastiest breakfast you've had in many a day. But start right and get the real thing. Be sure to ask your food dealer for SPAM. Spam. And look who's here, your two delightful Spam stars, George and Gracie.
Thank you very, very much. 31st of August, in the middle of July, the afternoon was wet and the morning was dry.
Gracie, you're in a very, very gay mood tonight.
Gay mood? Well, sure I'm in a gay mood. Everybody's in a gay mood today. Today's the day.
Today's the day.
St. Patrick's Day.
I see.
Most wonderful day in the year, and I'm not saying that because I'm Irish.
Oh, no.
Of course, I'm only Irish on my mother and father's side.
I say. Only on your mother and father's side.
Yeah, and that goes for them, too.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Oh, I can just see my uncle tonight with his top hat and his frock coat looking into the mirror to see if his black eye is on straight. Was on the 31st of August
in the middle of July. I'll bet your family was in good spirits tonight.
Oh, and vice versa. Oh, and George, I marched in the Fifth Avenue Parade today. It was the St. Patrick's Day Parade, you know.
I know, I was born in New York. I've seen those parades.
Boy, what excitement.
Every year you have those parades.
Yeah, what excitement,
Born
what
here,
music,
you know,
what
yes.
glamour, what bargains at Bergdorf Goodman's window, what crowd.
Wait a minute. Bergdorf Goodman's window?
Yeah, what crowd.
Even the parade didn't stop you from window shopping?
Oh, no. Oh, and this is kind of cute, George. A floor walker was peeking out of the window, and he was flirting with me.
Flirting with you?
Uh-huh. Well, I sort of looked at him, and he winked back at me. And,
he winked back at you.
Yes.
I see.
And, you know, he looked
You didn't wink at him first.
No.
Did you ever wank at anybody?
No. No, he just looked at me, and... you know who he looks like?
Who?
He looks like that movie star with the big mouth. You know, Joey Green. He was sort of tall.
Joey Green?
Yes, he was sort of
Gracie,
tall.
it's Joey Brown.
Not on St. Patrick's Day.
It was on the 31st of August in the middle of July. So you were in the parade today, huh?
Oh, yes. And it stopped at 57th Street, and we had a 2-hour demonstration.
A 2-hour demonstration?
Yes. There was a traffic light there, and every time it turned green, we cheered.
I see what you mean, yes.
And every time it turned red, we booed.
You
We
booed?
had more
Gracie,
fun.
I'll bet there must have been a lot of booze.
Oh, no booze. Nobody was drinking. It was on the
31st of August in the middle of July. Oh, no booze. Oh, stop, Gracie. I'm getting so hoarse I can hardly talk above a whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, just imagine, George.
Do you Hennessy what I mean?
George, just imagine.
That's a three-star joke.
Just
Got
imagine.
another joke later that I'll use for Chaser.
George, just imagine. Little me of all people leading such a big parade. 80,000 Irishmen following me. 79,000 were policemen.
I see what you mean.
There was I with the baton in my left hand.
Gracie, in the first place, I don't believe you were leading the parade.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, I wasn't exactly leading the parade. I was sort of up in front, more like in the middle.
Oh, in the middle.
Well, more towards the end, sort of like last.
Like last, yes.
It was a great parade, they tell me. I'm sorry I missed it.
You missed it?
On the 31st of August in the middle of...
Stop.
Well, I didn't exactly miss it. What happened was, I was on the sidewalk, and there was a little fellow who couldn't see the parade, so I put him on my shoulder.
A little fellow?
Yeah, Mayor LaGuardia. And he couldn't see the parade.
Wait a minute.
So I
Mayor LaGuardia?
Yeah, it was on
the 31st of August in the middle of July. Look, I've had enough of this parade and enough of the song.
And, George, during the parade, there were men selling shamrocks, green ice cream, furniture, clay pots,
They were
canes.
selling furniture?
Yeah, a man came up to me and he says, lady, will you give me 25 cents for a bed? And I said to him, I said, now listen to me,
Gracie,
my good man.
Just a second.
Yeah,
If you don't mind pausing, I have a line.
Well...
A very big one. Gracie,
anyway.
the man was a panhandler.
No, he was only handling beds.
Oh, he didn't have any pens.
Well, I couldn't tell. He had on a long overcoat.
All right, please.
Say, Gracie, whenever you meet a panhandler, why don't you do what I do? I just brush them off.
Well, Jimmy, with your mustache, you can do it.
No, what I mean is, Gracie, I don't give them any cash. Now, just the other day, I met a man who said, Mister, I'm starving. Would you help me?
Oh, isn't that silly? Why should you help him starve?
I didn't, Gracie, I didn't. I just reached in my pocket, opened my wallet, and gave him a can of Spam.
You keep Spam in your wallet?
Oh, sure. It doesn't need refrigeration.
Well, keep on with this wallet. Another joke like that, and this program will fold up.
Yeah. Well, anyway, after the parade...
That's the chaser.
Well, anyway, after the parade, Artie Shaw took me home, and we were sitting in the living room, and I said, Artie?
Artie Shaw took you home?
Yes, and I said, Artie?
Didn't I tell you to break up this romance?
Yes, and I said, Artie?
Oh, stop with that, Artie. Artie, were you out with Gracie again last night?
Sure, it was on the 31st of August.
Oh, fine. Gracie, try to get this through that silly head of yours. You've got to split this thing up. Business and romance don't mix.
Well, I guess you're right, George. You just can't mix business with romance.
Well, it's about time you realized it.
So, we'll take the romance and give you the business. Hello.
Well, I give up.
It was on the 31st of August in the middle of July.
Is that the right key?
The afternoon was wet and the morning it was dry.
You might as well finish it.
I met a fair young lady sitting under an old oak tree.
Pretty.
And divil a word I said to her, and the same she said to me.
Well, I didn't know you could dance, Gracie. I didn't know you could dance. I certainly was.
Well, George, it looks like you and Gracie are washed up for good. Brother, ever since she and Artie started to say, "Plow," I knew you were a dead duck.
Yeah, Jimmy, I better break that romance up. It's lasted longer than the snow on the streets in New York. And I know how to break it up. I'll use system number 3.
System number 3? What's that?
The old sympathy gag. It's bound to work with Gracie. Watch. Gracie.
Well, just a minute. Oh, that was wonderful, Artie. But the next time you hug me, I wish you'd take the clarinet out of your mouth. What is it, George?
Gracie, I've got something to say to you, and please try to understand. I want you to know it's not because I'm jealous. We've been together for years, and you just can't tear down everything that we've built up in just one day.
Oh, well, how long will it take?
Gracie, remember the first time I met you?
Mm-hmm.
We were just kids then.
That's right.
You'll have to admit I wasn't selfish. If I had anything, didn't you always get it?
Yeah, until I was vaccinated.
Remember when I took you to the ice cream parlor and we had a strawberry soda?
Mm-hmm.
You may not believe it, but that day I fell in love.
Really?
I felt so silly, I couldn't look at the soda clerk. It was love at first sight.
Oh, I don't blame you, George. He was very cute soda clerk.
No. I mean, I fell in love with you, Gracie.
Oh, so that's why you paid for my soda.
And Gracie, that childhood romance ripened into Well, it isn't just friendship. It isn't just a passing fancy. It isn't just a partnership. Do you know what it is?
Oh, does it hang from the ceiling and whistle?
Does it hang from the season and whistle?
No, ceiling.
Gracie, boys, a little soft music. Maybe that'll help. Thanks, fellas. Gracie, remember that little tea room on 6th Avenue that we used to go to?
The one where they had the candlelight and the gypsy music?
Yeah, that's the place.
Oh, it makes my heart beat faster when I think of it.
Oh, I see. You still remember it.
Remembered, I was there last night with Artie. Hello.
Hello. All right, boys, stop it. I've had enough. Gracie, don't you understand? I've been talking to you until I'm blue in the face.
Oh, please, George Green. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yes. Well, I'm going outside. I've got another system.
I'll go with you, George. I want to get you some tonic.
Tonic? Why?
To fix up your system.
Oh, poor George. I hope he doesn't jump off the Empire State Building.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awful? He hasn't got a coat and he might catch cold.
Yeah.
Senor Shaw, would you like some advice?
What kind of advice?
Well, if I were in your place, and if you take my advice, I will be. Why don't you and Miss Allen elope?
But, Senor Leah, if I elope with Artie, who'll take care of the band?
Let them get their own girls.
There, Artie, I think Senor Lee's got a cute idea. Let's elope just this once, huh? Well, look, we'll elope from the El Morocco tonight. It's just the place. It's on the ground floor, so we won't need a ladder.
El Morocco. Why not the Store Club?
Store Club? Well, Artie, maybe in a year.
Hey, listen, everybody, this'll kill you.
What?
I just overheard George call up a theatrical agency, and he asked them to send over an actress to pretend she's George's girlfriend.
Well, why?
Well, to make love to George and make Gracie jealous.
Well, say, that's a swell idea. And I'll bet she'll get jealous, too. She's probably a very jealous type if it's the same Gracie Allen. Oh, pardon me, it's me.
Listen, Jimmy, I know what we can do. Let's double-cross George and cancel the girl on him.
Double-cross George?
Yep, and I can get a girl to take her place.
Oh, gee, that would be a swell surprise for George.
Hey, look, wait a minute. Oh, I've got just the girl. Wallington, go out and call Stillman's Jim.
Stillman's Jim?
Yeah. This dame happens to be a lady wrestler.
A lady wrestler?
Yeah, just ask for Grappling Gertie.
Okay.
A lady wrestler? I've never seen a lady wrestler. Oh, I hope he falls for her. You know, I know once in Cleveland...
Well, I'm back. What are you two talking about?
Nothing's on the 31st of August in the middle of July. The afternoon was wet. The morning it was dry.
I talked to a fair young lady just now on the telephone.
And she's coming here from Stillman's Gym, and she will break your ball.
Street Chariot, played by Artie Shaw, the 52nd Street Romeo, who's going to be surprised when he gets a kick in the balcony. And by the way, Artie,
Hey, everything's okay, Artie. I made the switch.
Switch? What switch?
The thing under his nose, the switch, you know. He made it. You thought it was real, huh? It isn't. Jimmy, take it off and wait for the George.
Oh, quiet. Hello. It's for you, Jimmy.
Oh, gee, I hope it is. Hello? Who's this? Oh, Artie, don't worry, it's okay. Yes, this is Jimmy Wallington speaking. Oh, I'm very sorry I can't be there. No. So, well, you see, I've got a date with a plate. Yes, that's right. Sorry. Goodbye.
Jimmy, did I hear you say you got a date with a plate?
That's right, George. You see, there's a very tired dinner plate.
Oh, a plate that goes out and stays out late. I see what you mean.
Yes, that's it. In fact, there are thousands of dinner plates all over the country, and they're very tired of the same thing for dinner. Very tired. So here's a suggestion I'm going to make when I date the plate. A suggestion that not only makes the plates on your table happy, but a meal that makes the family say, this is a swell dinner. All you do is open a can of Spam. You're sure of success because Spam is tender, taste-tempting meat with a delicious flavor. Then put the Spam in a shallow baking dish, slip it into the oven, and bake for a few minutes according to the easy recipe on the label. Plan a meal around baked Spam, and you'll take to the table a main course distinctive in meaty flavor and filled with lip-smacking satisfaction. Give your family baked Spam tomorrow. The easiest to get, best-to-eat dinner you've had in a long time. Originated and made only by Hormel, Spam is a perfect combination of juicy pork shoulder and tender ham. Delicious meat with extra goodness. To be sure of a meal that makes a hit, remember to insist on Spam, S-P-A-M, when you shop tomorrow.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot. Spam hits the spot.
Oh, thanks, Artie. And Artie, can you picture us a few years from now, a little place in the country?
Yeah, vine-covered cottage.
A little mortgage covering the vine.
That's right. And you're in the living room eating a box of chocolate?
Yes, while you're in the kitchen standing over a hot clarinet.
Well, you know, I agree with you two. There's nothing like love. And I'm the one who knows.
Well, George, now don't tell me you're in love.
It was on the 31st of August in the middle of July.
George, how long have you known this girl?
Well, we went to school together. Where'd you meet her? She's like a piece of Dresden china. As a matter of fact, she was so fragile that we boys used to call her Twinkle Toes.
Oh.
Boy, I bet she's beautiful, huh, George?
Oh, yes, and what a voice.
Oh, probably like Nelson Eddy.
Nelson Eddy?
Well, maybe not exactly like Nelson Eddy. Maybe more like a half Nelson Eddy.
A half Nelson Eddy? Listen, what's going on here?
Senor Burns, I have a little information. I hate to be a rat, but Mickey Mouse is doing bad.
Senor, what's this information?
Are you asking me as just the guitar player?
Yes.
I know nothing. But now ask me as the new leader of the band.
I think I see what you mean.
And throw in a little cash.
All right, you're the new leader of the band, and I'll give you $5. What do you know?
Who'll make it 6?
I will.
I know nothing.
You know nothing, huh? Well, you're all jealous.
You know, George, I know just how you feel when you meet an old flame. Well, I just happened to meet today. As a matter of fact, this girl is just as dainty and fragile as your Twinkle Toes.
Dresden china?
Dresden china? Suppose she was Dresden slacks. What difference does it make what she was Dresden? Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy. I said the wrong thing.
Well, you see, George, my girl is a little Spanish girl.
Spanish girl? Spanish.
Well, I did that for the sponsor.
Oh, spam instead of spam.
And, George, you know, when she looked at me today, she said, hello, tall, dark, and ham meat.
Ham meat?
I did that for the sponsor.
Oh, I see, Jimmy.
You know, before I left, I kissed her for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, huh?
That I did for myself.
Oh. Boy, what a kisser.
No, you certainly have.
Oh, quiet. Well, here she is. Now you'll see something. Come in.
George. Twinkle Toes is here.
Twinkle Toes? Say, you've changed. Don't you remember me? I'm George Burns.
Hello, George.
Oh, my. What a beautiful voice. What a wonderful ring. But then again, it should be. She's in it half the time.
Twinkle Toes, I'm certainly glad to see you.
I'm sorry I'm late, George. I was a little tied up.
Well, Twinkle Toes, it's like old times, isn't it? When you left home, did you tell your mother who you were going to meet tonight?
Zabisco.
Zabisco?
Well, George, yeah, Zabisco. I read that on the night chart when I had my eyes examined this morning. It said Z-Y.
Well?
See why I need glasses?
Well, look, I've had enough of this silly stuff.
Well, Artie, George and Twinkle Toes want to be alone.
Well, we do. What do you think of that? Twinkle Toes?
What is it, lover?
Remember when we were kids?
Yeah.
Remember those romantic nights under the stars?
Yeah.
Remember when I carried your books to school?
Yeah.
Remember when she carried you?
Yeah.
You know, Twinkle Toes, when I first fell for you, it wasn't just your looks that attracted me. It wasn't just your personality. It wasn't just your mind. Do you know what it was?
Does it hang from the ceiling and whistle?
Oh, quiet.
Go ahead, tell me more about that love stuff, George.
Yeah, go ahead and tell her, Lenny. Oh, quiet. Gracie, will you take Artie away from here?
Well, Artie, George is right. Nobody should interfere with lovers. Lovers should be left alone. It's very rude to interfere. George, let me tell you how to do it. Now, Twinkle Toes, you stand over here, and George, you stand over there.
Okay, who's the referee?
Referee? Wait a minute. Is this a love match or a wrestling match?
There's a difference?
What's going on here?
Well, now we'll begin, and you don't have to worry, because I know plenty about love. You see, I used to be an usherette in the balcony at the Roxy.
I say it.
Now, Twinkle Toes, the first thing you do is grab George in your arms. Do you understand?
Well, to be frank, no.
Oh, I'm not going to like this.
Oh, how silly of me. Oh, I know how to get you together. Here we go.
Stay away. Stay away, Twinkle Toes.
Isn't that cute? George's first crush.
Wait a minute. Are you the girl that was sent over here by that theatrical agency?
No, somebody phoned me at Stillman's gym. I'm Grappling Gertie, known as the Glamorous Gorilla.
How did that girl get here? Gracie, how did this girl get here?
Well, she must have walked. The buses are on strike, you know. Isn't it awful, George? You know, I always say...
Oh, stop.
Stop. No, only when I get off.
Oh, quiet. Well, a fine trick for a bunch of grown-up people to play on their boss. What a thing to do. It isn't honorable. It isn't fair. It isn't cricket. It isn't sporting. Do you know what it is?
Does it hang from the ceiling?
Oh, quiet. And now Gracie will sing Let's Get Away From It All. That was a fine...
I'm so tired of the cell routine. Up to town on the 8:15. Back at night, off to bed, and then get up and start it all over again. Let's take a boat to Bermuda. Let's take a plane to St. Paul. Let's take a kayak to Quincy or Nyack. Let's get away from it all. Let's take a trip in a trailer. No need to come back at all. Let's take a powder to Boston for chowder. Let's get away from it all. We'll travel round from town to town. We'll visit every state. I'll repeat I love you, sweet, in all the 48. Let's go again to Niagara. This time we look at the fall. Let's leave our hut, dear, get out of a rut, dear. Let's get away from it all. What do you say we toddle away to Ipswich? What do you care about the fair, or where is Ipswich? It would be a novelty to switch to Ipswich scenery. Let's get away from it all. Maybe we'll pack and track to Yakasaki, where they are free and happy and being wicky-wacky. Like the Yakasaki do, we could wicky-wacky too. Let's get away from it all. Love will get a brand new start on some island that we never saw. I want to be there with my art, if Artie's name is Shaw. What do you know, we pack up and go to Scrum Scram. If you were slick, we better leave quick before old Scrum Scram's the way the map has changed. You say it may not be there Saturday. Babe, what do you say to it? Let's name the day for it. Let's get away from it all.
Friends, Spam, S-P-A-M, a perfect blend of pork shoulder and tender ham, has become a word in the American language that means downright delicious food. Originated and made only by Hormel, Spam is now used by millions of families regularly. This tender meat has a flavor all its own and is ready to eat as soon as you open the handy can. Spam has dozens of uses. Serve it cold, bake Spam for dinner, fry slices for breakfast. Promise yourself you'll try one new way to serve Spam tomorrow. Use the easy recipes on the label. You'll soon discover serving Spam cold or hot is a quick, thrifty way to give your family grand-tasting meat. Tomorrow when you shop, ask your food dealer for S-P-A-M, Spam.
Well, thanks, Jimmy. Well, Gracie, say goodnight.
Good night. George, I'm going out. Don't I look pretty?
Oh, you look pretty. You kind of like flattery, huh?
Sure, I like all the Irish.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? O'Reilly, O'Flanagan, O'Toole,
Good night, good night, folks. Good night.
Join us again next week, same time, same station, for another Burns and Allen show with Artie Shaw, his orchestra, and the Smoothie. Until then, this is Jimmy Wallington reminding you to remember that cold or hot, Spam hits the spot. Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? Even those who think they don't like chili do like chili con carne the way Hormel makes it, because it's different and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Now, as you saw, they were still portraying George and Gracie as an unmarried couple, even though they had been married for, oh gosh, when did they get married? I'm trying to remember. They got married back in the 1930s. But they were still being portrayed as unmarried. Well, in the following season, in the 1941-42 season, they would finally redevelop the show as a situation comedy, as they were married. But up until this point, as you heard, with the flirtations with Artie Shaw and others, it was getting stale because they'd done it for so long, and most of the audience already knew they were a married couple. So it got crazier as they got into 1941, and they became a married couple. The original Tootsie Sagwell, the next-door neighbor, was Evia Allman, and she was in love with Bill Goodwin. And, of course, the characters of Harry and Blanche Morgan also became the big deal, the neighbors. But that was still to come. This was when the show was probably at its lowest point, and George said that he knew that they needed to make some changes. So they did make changes. And then during the next phase, you had Mel Blanc as the happy postman. Keep smiling. B. Benadera and as Hal March as Blanche and Harry Morton. And it really got crazier, if you can believe it, as it went on. George Burns, Gracie Allen, 84 years ago, March 17th, 1941, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. You know, one of the biggest jokes that Dennis Day had during his run with Jack Benny was that, I've got 2 shows now. Here's the other show he had, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. That's next.
Your contribution of $10 or $6.95 for the budget relief package will send more relief overseas than the same money spent any other way. To help people in foreign countries with food or clothing, send your check to Non-Profit Care, New York. That's Care, New York. Send your check, your name and address, and full particulars about who's to get the package. Care will do the rest.
And CARE is still around to this day. If you'd like to help overseas people, go to care.org and see some of their current enterprises. Now, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day, 77 years ago, March 17th, 1948.
Doctors prove the Palmolive plan brings 2 out of 3 women lovelier complexions in 14 days. For the Palmolive plan was tested on women with all types of skin. Dry, oily, even skin that was not clear. Yes, regardless of age, type of skin, or previous beauty care, 36 doctors proved the 14-day Palmolive plan brings fresher, brighter, younger-looking complexions. So get Palmolive soap and start your 14-day Palmolive plan now.
Gentlemen, Dennis Day.
Oh, what makes life seem worthwhile dwells in your eyes and the spell of your smile.
Dennis Day is brought to you by Colgate Dental Cream and Luster Cream Shampoo. Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth. Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous dream girl hair. The Dennis Day Show with Barbara Eiler, B. Benaderet, Dink Trout, Charles Dant in the orchestra, and yours truly, Vern Smith, is written by Frank Galen and stars our popular young singer in A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. Here's Dennis to sing that fine old Come All Ye, the same old shillelagh.
Sure, and 50 years ago, me father left O'Leary shore. He landed here, shillelagh in hand, and divil a penny more. He got a job and then a wife and raised a family. And when he died, he left his old shillelagh stick to me. Sure, it's the same old shillelagh me father brought from Ireland. And divil a one was prouder than he as he walked with it in his hand. He led the parade on Paddy's Day and twirled it round his mitt. And divil a one would monkey with it or me dad would have a fit. With that same old shillelagh me father could lick a dozen men. As fast as they got up, begorra, he'd knock 'em down again. And many's the time he used it on me for to make me understand. The same old shillelagh me father brought from Ireland. I'm going on the police force, it's the only thing to do. Instead of having one night sick, begorra, I'll have 2. And if I get into a fight, no one will bother me. But I'll have the old shillelagh stick me father left to me. Sure, it's the same old shillelagh me father brought from Ireland. And divil a one was prouder than he as he walked with it in his hand. He led the parade on Paddy's Day and twirled it round his mitt. And divil a one was monkey with it or me dad would have a fit. Where the same old shillelagh me father could lick a dozen men. As fast as they got up, begorra, he'd knock 'em down again. And many's the time he used it on me for to make me understand. The same old shillelagh me father brought from Ireland.
Colgate Dental Cream cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth.
No other toothpaste does a better job of cleaning teeth than Colgate Dental Cream. For Colgate Dental Cream has a safe polishing agent that cleans your teeth both gently and thoroughly, brings out their natural sparkle and beauty. You can actually see and feel the difference.
And scientific tests prove that Colgate Dental Cream cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth. Yes, actual scientific tests prove conclusively that in 7 out of 10 cases, Colgate instantly stops unpleasing breath that originates in the mouth.
Colgate Dental Cream is famous for its wonderful wake-up flavor, too. Nationwide tests of leading toothpastes prove that Colgate's is preferred for flavor over every other brand tested. Yes, preferred over every other brand tested.
And no wonder. For Colgate Dental Cream is the result of constant effort to produce the finest toothpaste in the world today. For cleaning teeth, for flavor, for sweetening breath.
So see if you don't agree with the millions who have made Colgate Dental Cream America's favorite toothpaste. Try Colgate Dental Cream to bring out the natural sparkle and beauty of your teeth. For a wake-up flavor you'll thoroughly enjoy.
And always use Colgate Dental Cream after you eat and before every date to clean your breath while you clean your teeth. Well, there's great excitement this week in the adopted town of our young hero, Dennis Day, for this is the week of the annual Weaverville Hobby Show. As usual, his landlord and lady, the Andersons, have each worked on a project, but unfortunately only Herbert has produced an entry. His scale model of a ship has already been sent to the display, but alas, Mrs. Anderson's carefully nurtured box petunia has failed to produce so much as a bud. She's inconsolable as she gazes at it.
Oh, my poor flower. My poor dear flower.
Oh, now, there, little cuddle girl.
It wasn't your fault, Mother. It was just bad luck.
Not even a bud. And I've tried so hard to help the poor thing grow. I even took the heater out of Dennis's room and stood it next to it all winter.
Well, now, don't you feel unhappy about the hobby show, lover. I've entered my model ship in your name as well as mine.
Oh, Herbert, did you really?
Yes, and what's more, I've named it after you, the Poopsie.
The what?
It's written right across the Poopsie deck.
Herbert, I don't care for that sort of humor.
Sorry, my dear, I can't think what came over me.
What's more, I don't want that name bandied about in public. You will change the name of your boat to the Clara.
Yes, my rapture.
Morning, everyone.
Oh, hi, Dennis.
Hello.
Good morning, my son.
Gee, Mrs. Anderson, I didn't sleep a wink last night when I heard about your poor little Petunia. Mr. Anderson broke the news to me just as I was putting on my overcoat to go to bed.
Yes, and I promised everyone in town a big surprise, too. Every year, something terrible happens to me at hobby show time.
Yeah, last year you sent over that fancy cake you'd baked, and they entered it in the millinery exhibit by mistake.
Well, it didn't do badly, though, Poopsie. It took second prize.
But I can't understand it. How could the judges think my cake was a lady's hat?
Maybe they tasted it.
Dennis.
Huh?
Today is St. Patrick's Day, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you take a nice walk down the street, whistling God Save the King? Come along, Herbert.
Oh, darn it, now she's mad at me again. Just when I wanted her to like me well enough to spare my life when she hears the news.
The news? What are you talking about?
Well, Mildred, a few weeks ago I did a foolish thing. I know that doesn't sound like me, but I did.
Oh, what?
Well, you know the baby picture contest Peak Magazine was running? $300 for first prize?
Oh, the cutest tot contest? Yes, what about it?
I entered a picture in it, and it won.
But, Dennis, that's wonderful.
But somehow I don't think so. You see, the picture I sent in was one of your mother when she was 3 years old.
My mother? Well, why did you do that?
I don't know. I ran across it in your family album, and it was so... Well, at that age, ferociousness is cute.
Well, I still don't see why you're so upset. Suppose Mother's picture did win.
But you don't understand. The magazine is sending a photographer here to take more pictures of the winner.
Oh.
He'll probably be a little surprised when he sees your mother.
Oh, my gosh, of course he will.
And even if he weren't, I doubt if she'd pose on a white fur rug in the condition he expects.
Story gets out, she'll be laughed out of town.
Yeah, and I was counting on that prize money to get me in good with her.
Dennis, there might be a way to save it yet. What we need is a baby.
Mildred, he's coming this afternoon. Even if we got married right this minute, there wouldn't be...
I mean, we have to borrow one.
Oh.
Now, let's see. Who do we know who has a baby?
Well, the fellow who delivers my laundry has one, and he... No, his baby might not do.
Why not? Who is he? What's his name?
Hip Sing Lung Fu.
I'm afraid you're right. Say, wait. How about Mrs. Rogers? She has a baby, and she's always looking for a place for it while she's at work.
Oh, but Mrs. Rogers' kid is only a year old. Your mother was 3 when that picture was taken.
Well, we can make him look older.
Him? When it comes time to explain that one, you take over.
Dennis, stop being silly. Now, look, you go over to Mrs. Rogers' house and tell her you've just opened a nursery for the babies of working mothers. Tell her on it.
I'll try.
Tell her.
Well, okay, I just hope this works.
Of course it will. What are you doing there?
Putting my ring on the 3rd finger of my left hand. If I'm going to be a mother, I want to look right.
Yes?
How do you do, Mrs. Rogers? I'm Mr. Day of the Day Nursery.
The Day Nursery?
We take complete charge of your baby all day while you work for only $1.
Only $1? Oh, well, that's very reasonable. Can you feed them properly for so little money?
Madam, our food is not only healthy, but there's plenty of it. Every one of your baby sandwiches will be on whole wheat bread and come with French fried potatoes.
French fried potatoes?
And what's more, your child will be taught proper table manners. He won't be handled the way some parents handle babies.
What do you mean?
Believe me, if he burps after his meals, he better excuse himself.
Mr. Day.
And that isn't all we do for the little tyke. He'll get a bath every single day. We hand him some soap and a towel and throw him into the bathtub. And when I come back into that bathroom, he better be clean.
You mean you put babies into a bathtub and then leave them there all alone?
Well, madam, some of the kids are of my opposite sex.
Oh, Mr. Day, you must be out of your mind. You've never been anywhere near a nursery in your whole life.
I said something that caused you to lose confidence in me?
Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I might have known. Well, I better tell you the truth, Mrs. Rogers. You see, Mildred Anderson and I thought...
Mildred Anderson? You mean Clara and Herbert's child?
Yeah.
Is she in this with you?
Yeah, you see, we thought...
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? I'd be glad to let Mildred take care of my baby.
Oh, yeah?
Of course, she's a wonderful girl and very reliable. But don't you go near him or the deal's off, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I like my baby the way he is. Now, you stay here and I'll go get him. And I'll give you some extras, too.
Extras?
Well, of course. Mildred's going to change him, isn't she?
How do you like that? And she just said she liked him the way he is.
We'll continue this day in the life of Dennis Day in just a moment. Meanwhile, here's Dennis to sing his RCA Victor recording of Clancy Lowered the Boom.
Clancy was a peaceful man, if you know what I mean. The cops picked up the pieces after Clancy left the scene. He never looked for trouble, that's a fact you can assume. But nevertheless, when trouble would press, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, that Clancy! Oh, that Clancy! Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom. Boom, 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 boom. O'Leary was the fighting man, they all knew he was tough. He strutted round the neighborhood, shooting off his guff. He picked a fight with Clancy, then and there he sealed his doom. Before you could shout, O'Leary, look out! Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, that Clancy! Oh, that Clancy! Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom. Boom, 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 boom. Now Clancy left the barber shop with tonic on his hair. He walked into the pool room and he met O'Reilly there. O'Reilly said, for goodness sake, now do I smell perfume? Before you could stack your cue in the rack, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, that Clancy! Oh, that Clancy! Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom, 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 boom. Mulrooney walked into the bar and ordered up a round. He left his drink to telephone and Clancy drank it down. Mulrooney said, who drunk me drink, I lay him in his tomb. Before you could pat the top of your hat, Clancy lowered the boom. Oh, that Clancy! Oh, that Clancy! Whenever they got his Irish up, Clancy lowered the boom. No, he still doesn't look old enough, Mildred. Nowhere near 3.
Oh, I know.
Better give me a couple more locks of your hair to paste on his head.
Golly, Dennis, you'll have me bald.
Yeah, but just think, if this doesn't work, I'll be scalped.
All right. Here. And do try to paste it on evenly this time.
Okay. Steady, baby. Steady.
Darn it, there he goes again. You'll have to rock him in your arms like you did before.
Yeah. Nice, baby. Good baby. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Gee, it works every time, doesn't it?
Yes, but he still doesn't look as old as he should.
Well, do you think we should paint a mustache on him?
Don't be silly. But maybe if he had some eyebrows. Wait a minute. Here, try these over his eyes.
All right. Steady, baby. There.
Huh. How do you think he looks now?
Like John L. Lewis's kid.
Well, I just don't know what we're going to do. That photographer will be here any minute. I know he has a reservation at the hotel for early this
Runt, take Mr. Reiner's bags, boy. You going to be with us long, Mr. Reiner?
Just overnight. The Anderson baby over at 321 Elm Street won my magazine's cutest tot contest, and I'm here to get some more pictures.
Herb and Clara? Why, they got no baby.
No?
No.
Well, just take a look at this photograph.
Why, holy smoke. That is a baby. And it looks just like Pupsy, too. That same scowl, only with dimples.
You mean you didn't know they had a baby?
Why, nobody did. How do you like that? So that's the surprise she had for the town. Hey, Sam, Ed, Janie, Frank, Louise, come here. What do you know? The Andersons got a baby. A baby.
There he goes again, Dennis. Rock him quick.
Yeah, nice baby. Fine baby. Don't know what to call him, but he's mighty like a rose. He likes me. Hello, baby. Hello, Jimmy boy. Hey, see that?
Yes, but he's supposed to be a girl, Dennis, remember? You better get used to the idea.
Oh, yeah. Hello, baby. Hello, Clara, honey. We're only kidding, baby. You're really a big, fine, strong man. Sure.
Come on, we simply got to paste some more hair on him if we're going to convince that photographer he's free. Oh, my gosh, Dennis, there he is. Quick, get there before someone else can start talking to him.
Yeah. Yeah, well, why, Mr. Anderson.
Oh, Dennis, I'm so excited I couldn't even get my key in the lock. Poopsie, dream lover.
Yes, Herbert.
Poopsie, I think we've won the model ship contest.
Your sailboat took first prize?
Yes.
But they weren't to announce it till Friday.
Yes, but the news must be out somehow. Everyone in town has been shaking my hand and congratulating me all day.
Oh, Herbert, that's wonderful.
Yes, several of the boys even asked me why I wasn't passing out cigars. Can you imagine?
Gee, that's swell, Mr. Anderson. We're all proud of you.
Oh, I should say we are. Come on, Herbert. We'll go down to the show right now.
Well, I'll get it.
Oh, wait, Mr. Anderson.
Well, hello, Mrs. Rogers.
Oh, Mr. Anderson, I just heard. Congratulations.
Why, thank you, Mrs. Rogers.
Yes. Well, I was coming over here anyway. Why, Mrs. Anderson. Well, you're up. You're out of bed already.
Mrs. Rogers, it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yes,
Come along, Herbert. We've got to get downtown.
But surely you're not going to go downtown this soon, Mrs. Anderson.
Why, of course we are. That's where they've got it on exhibition. See you later, Mrs. Rogers.
Mrs. Rogers, is anything wrong? You're standing there with your mouth open.
Mrs. A, is it really on exhibition?
Why, sure, at the hobby show.
A hobby show?
Oh, sure, it's beautiful. Of course, we don't know yet whether it'll float.
Well, you're not going to try to find out, are you?
Oh, not until we're sure her seams are good and tight so she won't get waterlogged.
Mr. Day, you're not serious.
Huh? Of course I am. We don't even know yet if she'll sit up properly. She has a round bottom, you know.
Yes, but don't they all?
Oh. No, some are built like barges. Mrs. Rogers, are you sure there's nothing wrong? You're acting so funny about this.
Well, I just can't get over it, that's all. In the first place, it's such a shock to see Mrs. Anderson on her way downtown after something so strenuous.
Mrs. Anderson? Why, she had almost nothing to do with it. Mr. Anderson deserves most of it.
Mr. Anderson?
Oh, sure. Boy, is he proud. This is his first windjammer.
Well, I really didn't come over here to talk about that at all. I came over to get my baby.
Your baby?
Yes.
Oh, but Mrs. Rogers, you can't. The photographer... I mean, he's upstairs fast asleep. You shouldn't wake up a baby. He might not sleep while he's awake.
Well, yes, but What was that?
Me. See?
That was my baby, and you said he was fast asleep.
Oh, wait, Mrs. Rogers, don't go up there. Let us handle this, please.
It came from this room here, didn't it?
Mrs. Rogers, don't look at your little Jimmy. Oh, you look. Mildred, believe me, it couldn't possibly work.
But why not? Why couldn't you be the child?
Oh, no.
Yes. And I'll be your mother.
Mildred, you're 19 and I'm 22. Even in India, women don't have children that young.
We'll pretend you're a child, silly. You can talk in a little 3-year-old voice that'll fool him completely.
Yeah, but won't the rest of me make him a little suspicious?
He won't see you. He'll only hear you. We'll put you in a dark room and tell him there's something wrong with your eyes.
Mildred, I know that...
Dennis, that must be him. Now, quick, lie down on the couch and cover yourself with that Afghan. I'll draw the curtain.
How do you do? I'm Milton Reiner of Peak Magazine.
Oh, yes. You came to take pictures of my little Clara. I'm sorry the room is so dark, but poor little Clara's eyes aren't right.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear it.
Oh, you can talk to her, though. She's right here. Clara, honey, there's a man here to talk to you. Say hello to the man.
My name is Clara Anderson. I'm 2.5 years old. So there, too.
And you have something wrong with your eyes, Clara?
Yeah, too. I got bad eyes, so my mommy won't let me shoot pool or nothing.
Well, I didn't know little girls played pool.
I'm a tomboy.
Well, what seems to be the trouble, darling? Did you strain your little eyes somehow?
Yeah, too much reading.
Too much reading at your age?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to your voice just then?
I guess it's changing.
At 3.5?
I'm a tomboy.
Reiner, I'm afraid that's all little Clara should...
Yoo-hoo, Mildred, we're home.
Oi.
What's going on in here? Why is it so dark? Well, who are you?
Oh, my name is Reiner, madam. I came to take some pictures of your granddaughter.
My granddaughter. What granddaughter?
She's absent-minded.
What?
Hello, Grandma.
Dennis, say, what are you up to? Get your head out from under that cover.
Why, it's a full-grown boy.
Not for long, I'm afraid. I can explain, Mrs. Anderson. Honest, I can.
Don't bother.
Well, I'd like to know what's going on. Where's the Clara Anderson whose baby picture won first prize in our contest?
Clara Anderson? My picture won first prize? My baby picture? I can't really say I'm surprised. Where's the money?
Are you kidding? I got a good mind to sue you and this kid for fraud.
Fraud? Dennis Day.
Mrs. Anderson, wait. Get that gleam out of your eye. I'm too young to go like this. I'm just a boy, a child.
I'm only 2.5 years old.
Dennis Day will be back in just 1 minute to sing Danny Boy. But first... Grand news, wonderful news. Now Luster Cream Shampoo comes in tubes as well as jars. Yes, Luster Cream, the utterly new cream shampoo that gives you soft, glamorous dream girl hair. Try Luster Cream Shampoo. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, tubes or jars, whichever you prefer, 49 and 25 cents. But whether you prefer the tube or the jar, you will prefer Luster Cream Shampoo. Be a dream girl, a lovely Luster Cream girl.
Dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl. Hair that gleams and glistens from a Luster Cream shampoo. Dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a Luster Cream shampoo.
No St. Patrick's Day would be complete without Dennis singing the lovely old Irish air, Danny Boy. Here it is now, sung as only Dennis Day can sing it.
Oh, Danny Boy, to Glen Mountainside, the summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go, and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valleys hushed and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. But when ye come and all the flowers are dying, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me, and I shall hear the soft you tread above me, and all my grave will warmer, sweeter be. For you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I shall sleep in peace until you come. Thank you, and my thanks also to the Ancient Order of Hibernians for the honor they have bestowed upon me by presenting me with their annual award. Good night, everyone.
Next week, tune in to another Dennis Day Show, brought to you by Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous dream girl hair. Friends, here's a chance to help the Girl Scouts and to help children everywhere, and you don't have to contribute a cent in cash. You can help by contributing either children's or adults' clothing or material, or by contributing a few hours a week sewing, sorting, and packing. Call your local Girl Scout troop tomorrow. Help them make warm friends of the world's shivering children. Vern Smith speaking. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
A Day in the Life of Dennis Day was on NBC for 5 years, from 1946 to 1951. They tried to roll it to television as a film show, but it didn't quite take off. But boy, the show is so much fun. From 77 years ago, March 17th, 1948, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on our Tuesday show, we will have drama with The Seal, the Book, and the Hand of Death from 80 years ago. Dick Kollmer as Boston Blackie from 78 years ago. Brian Donlevy in Dangerous Assignment from 72 years ago. Dana Andrews in I Was a Communist for the FBI from 73 years ago. And we wrap it all up with Claudia being in court. And why? Well, you'll find out in a little bit here. Classic Radio Theater. Coming up next, a full hour of Fred Allen in Town Hall Tonight.
This is Debbie Reynolds. If you've been wondering what you can do to fight communism personally from your own home, there is something you can do. Support Radio Free Europe, the station built and financed by the contributions of the American public to the crusade for freedom. Radio Free Europe is one Cold War operation the communists fear and attack constantly. Support Radio Free Europe. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
And in honor of Fred Allen's passing 69 years ago today, we have an episode of Town Hall Tonight going back 88 years to March 17th, 1937. And yes, it's the St. Patrick's Day show.
An hour of smiles in Town Hall Tonight, folks. 60 minutes of fun and music brought to you by Ipana Toothpaste and Salapatica. Ipana for the smile of beauty, Salapatica for the smile of health. Fun with our star comedian Fred Allen, music by Peter Van Steeden, and our special added attraction, the Town Hall Varieties. New music, new voices, new laughs. It's Town Hall Tonight. Crowd cheer Fred Allen as he leads the parade to the old town hall. Fred's leading the band with a shillelagh and is followed by those green horns of the theater, the mighty Allen Art players. Let's join the merry throng. Everybody's going. Here they come, delicatessen leaders.
Morris, why are you refusing to slice some corned beef for Mrs. Corn? The slicing machine is making static on the radio stem, and it's Town Hall Tonight.
Spiritualists.
Look, Professor Till, the spirits are moving that radio up and down.
The radio is merely dancing for joy, madam. It's Town Hall Tonight.
Reno divorcees.
Your grounds for divorce are cruel and inhuman treatment, Mrs. Boggs.
Yes, George, my husband always turns off the radio on Wednesdays, and it's Town Hall Tonight.
Well, sir, here we are before the old town hall. It's St. Patrick's Day, and Fred is welcoming the crowd with a brogue as folks pass inside. Let's listen.
Hikari and be Jabez. Old King Cole was a merry oh,
A merry old soul, folks, and he got that way from coming to the old town hall. Single line, please.
Hi there, booby boy.
Hello, Jason.
Is it Cabbage Head?
Hi there, Mrs. Fumble. Step right in. You laugh, you shout like all get out on the inside. So hurry.
We're all set inside, Fred.
Surprising, Harry. Peter's opening the show with Swing High, Swing Low.
Righto, Fred. Let her swing, Peter.
More than anything else for you. Swing out, swing in. It's not a sin. So let's begin. You never get the gate if your swinging is up to date. When New One and Lonely complains that she's lonely and blue, a rhythmical campaign can do more than champagne to see her through. Swing high, swing low, swing to and fro. Not fast, not slow. And if you think you can swing high, swing low.
Presenting that bombastic baron of big, blatant bursts of bubbling, baffling buffoonery, bristling banter, and triangular bread buttering, blustering, blistering Fred Allen in person.
Gosh, Harry, you left out Bristol and Myers. I don't know how. Thank you, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we preen our verbal feathers and prepare to give your risibilities a rousing tickling this evening, I hope, I'll read you the town hall bulletin for tonight. Hodge White, everybody's grocer, says that nothing's happened this week, folks, so there'll be no announcement. Thank you, friends, and now we'll get along with the town hall news. The curtain, Harry.
Coming right down, Fred.
The lights go out, and we bring you the latest news of the week. The town hall news sees nothing, shows all. New York City, New York. Dr. R.P. Wodehouse, speaking at the American Institute of General Sciences, claims that hay fever and asthma are increasing in this country. Dr. Wodehouse says clearing up of native vegetation and its replacement by alien plants will add to number of victims. Town hall news shows how sensitive some hay fever victims may become shortly. The scene, a train waiting room.
We can sit down here, Wilbur. The 5:15 isn't ready.
Yes, dear.
Just an idea. Is your hay fever starting?
Yes, somebody's eating strawberries at the lunch counter. The straw starts me sneezing.
Strawberries. That reminds me. I forgot to phone the market about dinner.
Have you got the number?
Yes, it's Haymarket.
Don't say Haymarket. You know that hay upsets me.
All right, I won't say another word. What was that?
I don't know. That woman just passed.
Is she wearing a goldenrod corsage?
I don't know.
She's going by again.
Every time she walks by, I see.
I'll tell her to get away from here. Oh, pardon me, lady. Yes, did you call me? Would you mind walking around the other way? You see, my husband...
Are you intimating that I am ogling your husband?
No, but why is it every time you pass, you start my husband's hay fever?
I'm a grass widow.
Just goodness.
New York City, New York. A new hit show opens on Broadway to delight New York theatergoers. Critics guarantee evening of laughs to patrons attending play called Yes, My Darling Daughter. Town Hall News presents 3-second review of this new laughing show, Yes, My Darling Daughter.
Daddy, you say one word has made you the biggest man in Hollywood?
That's right, daughter.
What is the magic word, Daddy?
Yes, my darling daughter.
New York City, New York. East Side Merchants Association agrees to do away with men outside of clothing stores who approach customers and try to pull them into shops. Town Hall News shows old sales approach method on East Side when the puller-in functions outside of a clothing store.
Monster sale going on inside. Maya Greenbaum is sacrificing their suits. All kinds of buttons, herringbone, tweeds, chinchillas, jointed cross. Hey, how about a suit, Border? No. Hey, take your finger out of my buttonhole. Step inside. I'll show you a pencil striped double-breasted that will knock your eye out. No. Get your hand out of my collar. You're stepping in, Border? No, I'm not stepping in. Now, let me go. I gotta catch a bus. You are needing a suit, Border. I don't need no suit. Now, quit pulling my lapel. You are needing a suit. Who said so? I am saying so. Look. What? Oh, what's the big idea ripping my lapel? I can't go home this way. That's what I'm saying. You are needing a suit. Step inside, Border.
With the puller-in salesman of this type banished, Town Hall News shows the new methods customers can expect as they pass East Side clothing stores in the near future.
Hey, Border.
Talking to me, mister?
Yes, confidentially, I'm needing a suit of garments.
No, thanks. I just bought a suit with 4 pair of pants yesterday.
You could using 3 coats, maybe, to go with the extra pants?
No, hey, quit jostling me.
You're going inside, Border.
Get your hand off of my spine. Quit shoving.
Inside, Border?
Hey, I thought the East Side stopped this pulling-in business.
So who's pulling you in, Border? I'm pushing.
New York City, New York. New 20th century picture, Love is News, is held over a second week at the Roxy Theater. Produced by Darryl Zanuck, written by Harry Tugand and Jack Yellen, Love is News registers comedy triumph. Town Hall News brings you a 10-second preview of this excellent film, Love is News.
Wait, get your latest paper, read all about it.
What's the headline, boy?
Jack Benny and Fred Allen kiss and make up.
Is that a front-page romance?
And how, mister? With those 2 mudslingers, love is news.
New York City, New York. Ship officers report stormy crossings on Atlantic Ocean. Record gales lash heavy seas, and ships experience trouble in navigating through storms. Town Hall News flashes candid camera shot of a terrible sea. The sea. Encore, Harry. I don't know about the bow, but it was good and niche there at the beginning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. And now, as I was saying,
for 1 minute, please.
If you'll bear with me,
I would like to see
just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. I'll try to find out what's on the mind of this disgruntled Eskimo. If you'll just turn around.
Well, I was just practicing.
Why, Harry Von Zell, a big boy like you.
It might have sounded funny, but you know, last night I was reading about Demosthenes.
And what are Demosthenes?
Oh, Fred Allen. A big boy like you. Demosthenes was a famous Greek orator. And he used to practice speaking, with pebbles in his mouth to improve his diction and enunciation. Like this, looking. Friends, rowers, and company.
And just what do you... He didn't say that.
Huh?
And just what do you... Just what do you hope to accomplish pursuing this strange pastime, Harry?
Well, Fred, I just thought I'd keep practicing so that when I passed along those friendly tips about Salopatica, there wouldn't be a chance of a single word being missed. Because to know about Salopatica is to know a mighty effective way to get after those dull, logy, headachy feelings we have so often. Those under-par feelings usually caused by accumulated waste and resulting acidity. You see, ladies and gentlemen, Sal Hepatica is the mineral salt laxative that gets after both of those things at once. It removes waste through laxation, and it helps nature combat that acidity. So the next time you feel under the weather, put 2 teaspoonfuls of Sal Hepatica in a glass of water and drink it. You'll soon be feeling your old normal self again if you remember Sal Hepatica for the smile of health.
Steven and the Ipana Troubadours have just played Serenade in the Night. Now, on Friday night, there will be an... Oh, God. Now, quiet, please. Look, if that is somebody left over from a...
Hello?
Well, say, you've done it again, haven't you? Well, sir, the chairman laughed when I said I was going to take the floor. He didn't know the linoleum wasn't paid for. Well, it can lay there with the linoleum as far as... If it isn't Portland.
Yes, Papa sent me over to see you. It's very important.
What's important?
Papa says you should make up your mind what night you're going to be on the radio.
Well, you don't think just because I went on with Jack Benny last Sunday that the people are getting confused, do you?
I'll say they are. I saw the man upstairs brushing his teeth with Jell-O this morning.
Well... See, you will get a life membership in the Don Wilson Foundation for that. You've saved them that much work next Sunday. Well, that doesn't make any difference. People brush their teeth with Jell-O just as long as they don't try to buy Ipana in 6 delicious flavors. They'll be all right. Come in.
Telegram for Fred Allen.
Right here, boy.
All right, sign here. Here's a pencil.
Thank you, son.
The boy's still waiting, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, son.
Don't give me none of that, buddy.
Now, see here.
Listen, Greaseball, I don't mind not getting my tip, but when you try to cop my pencil, you're rubbing it in.
Here's your pencil, stickler.
Okay, cheapskate.
That boy's too fresh.
Why don't you tear up the telegram and get even with him, Mr. Allen?
No, here, you read it. I've got to blow down my neck.
Blow down your neck?
Yes, I'm getting hot under the collar.
I'll see who the telegram's from.
All right. What does it say?
Dear Palsy Wowsy, happy birthday to you. I know it isn't your birthday, but I had to have an excuse to send you loads of love.
Who sent that?
It's signed Jack Benny.
Oh, Jackie, hey? He's a prince. Oh, there's a sweet guy, Portland. Good old Jackie. Gosh, he's so sweet, he's almost sticky.
It's silly to send a birthday wire when it isn't your birthday.
Listen, it isn't the stupidity. It's the sentiment gets me. There's the whitest guy I know.
Yes, you said he was anemic.
Now, listen, don't let anyone tell you Jackie Benny's anemic. He just stays white on purpose so everybody else will look healthy.
Gosh, Jack must have a big heart.
Why, Jackie Benny's heart so big, you can put a stethoscope on him any place and get action. Did you hear his program last Sunday?
Yes. What was that static right in the middle of it?
Static? Was it before or after Jack and I sang?
It was during.
During? Well, let me tell you something. A lot of people didn't catch our names when we sang.
How do you know?
Nelson Eddy got 300 wires from people who said they enjoyed his double voice solo.
Gosh, to me it sounded like 2 wildcats picketing a pet shop.
Two wildcats picketing a pet shop. Do you know that the next morning after Jackie and I sang at the pier, all of the flowers bloomed in Central Park? They thought the robins were back from the south.
That's done it. Mr.
That's
Blow.
done it.
Casper.
Don't bring
Right, babe. You don't have to page Humbert Blow. Just drop a hint. I can hear it before it hits the ground.
Come on up, Casper.
Oh.
Now, wait a minute, Portland. I don't mind you bringing people in here, but when they're all wet, they leave puddles.
Now, listen, Ham. You want to be flattered to be seen with a couple of good eggs? That's telling them, Casper.
Is Casper saying something, Mr. Blow?
Only a simpleton can understand Casper. That's why he's talking to himself.
Well, you ought to be able to catch Casper's drift, Bud.
Somebody ought to put a sign on Casper's mouth opened by mistake.
Now, take it easy, brother.
Yeah?
You're jeopardizing the friendship of Humbert Blow, the outstanding theatrical agent of this generation.
Mr. Blow furnishes all kinds of talent, Mr. Allen.
And how? Why, Casper here can put your program on a map. Simple.
What does Casper do?
Imitation.
Right. Name your sounds, folks, and Casper goes to town.
How about a fin calling to its haddock?
Quit clowning, Bud.
How about molasses coming out of a jug?
Okay, let's go, Casper.
Now, wait a minute. Molasses in this weather will take too long.
Okay, give us a ginger ale bottle, Casper. Attaboy, Casper.
Gosh, some bottle, wasn't it, Mr. Allen?
A bottle? It sounded like somebody with false teeth munching castanets to me.
Well, you ain't heard nothing yet. What's next, Casper boy?
A lion.
Quiet, folks. One lion. Take it away, Casper. How's that, knobhead?
It sounded like the Holland Tunnel backfiring to me.
Hey, no belittling, Bud.
Can Casper do a Jersey cow, Mr. Blow?
Well, Jersey's too far away. You wouldn't hear it. How about a New York cow?
Listen, the only thing that gives milk in New York is a waiter.
Coconuts give milk, Mr. Allen.
Yeah, what about philanthropy?
Never mind. Give us the cow.
Okay. One Holstein, Casper. Give. Boy, are you hot. What's next, Casper?
A foghorn.
Okay, blast, Casper.
So that's a foghorn.
It sounded like you and Jack Benny singing, Mr. Allen.
Now, you leave my pal out of this.
And now, folks, with your kind attention, Casper entertain us one and all with his own original Barnyard Community Sing.
What's that, Mr. Blow?
It's a foul choir.
Foul is right.
Quiet, dope. Give us that Plymouth Rock on cymbals, Casper.
All right.
Casper done everything but lay an egg, sister.
He didn't lay an egg. He spread an omelet.
Listen to that cluck.
Cluck is the word for Casper.
Well, what's new, brother? Does Casper get the job?
Yes.
Congratulations, Casper.
Thanks.
Well, when does he start on the radio?
What radio? I'm hiring him to break a lease in a boiler factory.
Why, you?
We'd better beat it, fellas.
Nice exterminating, Portland. So long.
Howie.
All quartet, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight the boys sing a spiritual called Head Low.
Great day, don't you hear that joyful sound? Your foes, my foes, they're all camp meeting bound. Come on, honey, let us follow the crowd. I feel the spirit in it shouting out loud. Don't wait too late, let you better self-decide. Give out, give in, swallow all your pride. 'Cause every day is Judgment Day. Let's be on time to hear that good old deacon say, head low, evil's round. Head low, hold your ground. Oh, there's no use talking, the devil's walking, yes, walking on through the land. Head low, let him cheer. Head low, keep out fear. Oh, the times are coming, brother, we need the good Lord's hand. Good news, you can send this word around. My soul was lost, but now it's found. Come, my children, let's be gone on our way. I feel the spirit in us trying to say, we need to read the good book through and through. We need to heed like they used to do. Make stumbling blocks your stepping stone. Oh, how you love to hear that deacon when he moans. Oh, till him mend your ways. Oh, everybody give out praise. 'Cause true religion is a feeling you understand. Hallelujah. Head low. Head low. Oh, there's no use kicking. It takes some sticking before you get to the promised land. Where you got shoes, I get shoes. All God's children get shoes in the promised land. Head low.
Gentlemen, and thank you, boys. And now for a thrilling excursion into the realm of the esoteric.
Oh, goody. Do we take sandwiches and hard-boiled eggs?
Do we take them where?
To the thrilling excursion.
Oh, Harry. That was just my erudite way of introducing a little item concerning beauty in Japan. A little music, Professor Van Steeden. There was a time in Japan when black teeth were considered beautiful. So they were dyed black with a liquid composed of iron filings and a species of nut applied to the teeth with a feather.
Ipana.
What do you mean by that, Harry?
Well, Fred, that's just my erudite way of introducing a little item concerning beauty in America, where only sparkling, naturally white teeth are considered beautiful, and where Ipana toothpaste plays such an important part in our standards of loveliness. Because Ipana is more than a toothpaste. For when used with massage, it helps tone and stimulate tender gums. The dentists say,
when our gums are soft and tender, our teeth are seldom bright and sparkling. Today, our gums do not get the exercise and stimulation they need from the soft, creamy, well-cooked foods we eat.
So we earnestly suggest that every time you brush your teeth with Ipana toothpaste, you put a little extra Ipana on your brush or fingertip and massage your gums with it. It's the modern way to give them the toning and stimulation they need to help guard against gum trouble. Since Ipana goes so far in helping you have cleaner, brighter teeth, and as a result, far lovelier smiles, it will certainly pay you to always remember Ipana for the smile of beauty. Well, there's the theme song of the Mighty Allen Art Players, and they'll be with you immediately after your station announcement.
And that's the first half of Town Hall Tonight, starring Fred Allen 88 years ago, March 17th, 1937. On this Monday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, visit our webpage at classicradio.stream. We told you Tuesday we'll have the sealed book, Boston Blackie, Dangerous Assignment, and I Was a Communist for the FBI. On Wednesday, Gangbusters, Calling All Cars, Escape, and the Adventures of Frank Merriwell. And on Thursday, Bob Hope with Shirley Temple and Tony Romano. Fred Allen again for a full hour, and we will have a quiz show, True or False, and we'll have a Jack Webb, 1 out of 7, an amazing quarter hour Webb doing all the voices on the show. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We will have Fibber McGee and Molly, Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, Jack Benny and Ozzie and Harriet. And then heading into Saturday, the Screen Directors Playhouse, The Great Lover, along with an episode of Dragnet and The Passport to Romance. That's all coming up the few days ahead here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion of the Fred Allen Town Hall tonight comes up in a moment.
The Crusade for Freedom is a crusade for your freedom and mine. The truth dollars people send the Crusade for Freedom help preserve our own freedom, even as they get the truth and hope to people behind the Iron Curtain. Truth dollars help finance Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia, the most effective weapons Western democracy has for countering lies and distortion. Send your contribution to the Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster. That's Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Fred Allen's attitude on the air, the sourpuss type thing, is what led to people like Henry Morgan. And Henry Morgan created the bad boy of fairly recent radio, Howard Stern. And Stern gives a lot of his credit for the characters he created on the air to Fred Allen. And, it's amazing to see that Henry Morgan and Fred Allen still have influence today, because they were wonderful comedians and wonderful humorists, dry and sarcastic. It was great. The conclusion now of Town Hall tonight, 88 years ago, March 17th, 1937.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we present the little group that inspired that song's success, this year's hit is, the Mighty Allen Art Players. Tonight they present a backwoods drama entitled The Great Hillbilly Battle, or Harsh Words Don't Always Start a Feud. It's when somebody says, oh, shoot. Over to you, Peter.
Eli! Wake up, Eli!
Yeah? Quit prodding me. What is it, Fairy?
Get up, you lazy juggin.
Well, tain't hardly daylight yet.
Past daylight. The sun's slow this morning.
Well, everything ready?
Yep, your rifle's loaded and the coffee's on.
Good. I'll take a shot over at the carver's cabin. Let them varmints know we're up and raring to feud. Take that, you lout.
Any luck?
Well, I don't know. I shot low into the cabin in case old Carver's sleeping on the floor.
Oh, there goes our last winder.
Yep, the Carver's is up. They're tardy this morning.
I'm getting sick of this feuding, Eli. I ain't been out this cabin for nigh on 40 years.
And you got a stunt you wanderlust, Harry. For the last 200 years, us Allens has been feuding the Carvers. 3 generations, Allens has been born, farmed, feuded, and died without leaving this here room.
Well, it's mighty convenient, but that's all.
My great-grandpa Luther's buried yonder under that butter churn there. Grandma Nell's and Uncle Dud's tombstones we're using for bookends for Pilgrim's Progress. And you're standing on Cousin Nathan right now.
It's going to be mighty stuffy in here on Resurrection Day. Don't ding them covers.
Clean through the wall. Where'd that bullet go?
Yonder in the potato patch under the bed.
Well, I'll just take another pop at them vandals. You can take this, you prairie, you bangers. I'll show 'em. Well, that's all the feuding I can go on an empty belly.
I'll get you breakfast.
Is, Pa awake?
I can't tell. He's too lazy to shut his eyes. He sleeps with them open.
Pa?
Unhand me, Daniel Boone.
He's dreaming. Pa, wake up. Pa, wake up.
Jeepers creepers, son. I'm awake.
Lord, right through Lydia Pinkham's picture.
Them mangy carvers? At 'em, son.
I will. Take this, you snakes. Right through that keyhole by Dad.
Say, what's for breakfast? Owl a la king again?
No poultry this morning, Pa. Nothing but coffee.
Ain't there no bacon, Ma?
Only what's left on the hog.
How many hogs we got left, son?
Just the old sow, Bessie.
Better to fetch it then, Eli.
Right enough, Sari. Come out here to your doom, Bessie.
Oink.
Well, I'll get my rifle.
Here, now, hold on. You ain't wasting our ammunition, son.
Well, I can't jiu-jitsu her to death, Pa. She'll pass out rigid.
That's right, Pa. You want your bacon relaxed, don't you?
Yes, well, just put the pig outside the door. The carvers will shoot her. It'll save us a bullet.
That's cutting down the budget, Pa.
Come on, Bessie.
I'll tie a rope onto her so she can't run away.
Yep, and better put your hat on the pig, son.
Afraid your bacon will catch cold, Pa?
No, but if old man Carver sees a pig with a hat on, he'll think it's you creeping out the cabin on your stomach. He's sure to shoot.
Well, okie dokie. I'll put my Stetson on her.
Teddy bear.
Hat looks better on the pig than it does on you, son.
Oh, go shuck your soft corn, Pa. You open the door, Sari.
Over, Bessie.
Get, Bessie.
Right between the eyes.
Well, one thing about this fluid, you get service.
Drag her in, Eli.
Okay, dokie. I'll
close the door.
Set her over here near the stove, son. I'll amputate some bacon.
You, something's burning.
It's you, Pa. You got one of your feet on that red-hot stove.
Which foot, son?
It's your left one, Pa. Gosh, 2 of your toes is clinkers.
Well, could be worse. I still got 3 toes left.
Lord, I wish you'd wash your feet, Pa, before you grill them.
Wash them? Wash them for what? I ain't showing off at my age.
You ought to stand up someday, Pa. Surprise your feet.
Well, there goes breakfast. Carver just shot the coffee pot off in the stove.
Adam, son.
Yeah. Take this, you rat-faced scum. Bully for me.
Bullseye, Eli?
Yep. Old Carver was making a sign at me. Well, sir, I shot his thumb out from between his nose and his forefinger.
Nice aiming, son.
There's the postman. No shooting, Eli.
No, postman's got the right of way. The only thing us and the Carvers agrees on.
Open the door, somebody.
I'm hauling gingham, Pa.
Howdy, folks.
Howdy, Abner. Notice any mail, Abner?
Just your morning batch of insults from the Carvers.
Yeah? What word-of-mouth venom's Carver up to today?
Well, to start off with, he says, you Allens are so low, they'll have to jack you up to bury you. Why, them rodent-eating trash.
Them weed-munching mongrels.
Ditto for me, too. Anything else, Abner?
Yep, here's Carver's thought for the day.
Let's have it.
Well, Carver says, you're so all-fired mean, you wouldn't eat in front of a mirror for fear your reflection had asked you for a bite.
Why, that narrow-minded misfit.
Any reply?
You can bet your bottom postcard there's a reply.
You can tell Carver for me. He's so filthy. The last time he met a skunk face to face, the skunk went home with an inferiority complex.
That ought to rile him.
Yep, and here's my thought for the day. You can tell that drooling, fork-footed, snuff-dipping gopher that he's so undernourished, his idea of high living is dipping his bread into a rabbit track before he eats it.
Anything else?
No, that'll hold Carver for the day, I guess.
Well, I'll get along. Can't hold up the mail. So long.
Well, Carver will have to go, son, to answer them insults.
Yeah, them slurs will grig him up proper.
If there's son Hector and only come home, he could help us with the fluid.
Hector's only Allen ever escaped from the cabin.
Say, how did he get away? I was sleeping that spring.
Hector was only 4 when he stampeded 20 years ago.
Yep, creeped right out of the cabin. Kid was so hairy and dirty looking, Carver thought he was a possum.
Funny he never sent no word.
Well, Hector might have crawled into a gopher hole and quit the human race. You can't tell.
Oh, mailman's back, Jim.
Abner must have forget one of them insults we mailed to Carver.
Well, open the door.
Hello, folks.
Who is it, Eli?
Don't know, Pa. It's Abner's suit, but a stranger is sporting it.
Don't you know me, Ma?
Who are you, butter cheese?
Why, I'm Hector, Ma, your male brat that got away 20 years ago.
If you're sure enough, Hector, what you doing in that mailman's get-up?
Well, Abner let me work so old Carver wouldn't pink me off coming up the trail.
Are you Hector Honor Bright, Bogie?
Right as rickets, Grandpa. Just busted into town on a greyhound.
Riding dogs is mighty dangerous, Hector.
How'd you loll away your youth, son?
Been studying at Barber College, Pa. Graduated last week with high honors. Magna cum sideburns.
What's the latest news out yonder, Hector?
Dewey still holding them off at Manila?
Just gather the rest folks around and I'll give you all the news.
We're all that's left, Hector.
Why, where's Uncle Dud?
Uncle Dud leaned out to spit in 27. Carver's got him.
Grandma, too?
Yep. She opened the door to shake the broom. They got Grandma between the dustpan and the broom handle.
Your ma and me's carrying on the feud short-handed, Hector.
Then I just got home in time.
Sure did, son. I'll oil your gun.
No, I ain't shooting, Pa. I came home to stop the feud.
You ain't going to throw your paw out of work, Hector.
Are you attached, son?
No, Pa. I'll come back to bring you tidings.
What tidings?
Well, sir, the president's got a scheme to help folks like you.
You can tell McKinley he can mind his old gall-dang business.
Now, it ain't McKinley, Pa. It's Roosevelt.
Well, we don't want him and his Rough Riders are butting in other.
Now, sir.
No, now, this is another Roosevelt president now. He's got a scheme called sociable security.
What's it like, bingo?
No, it ain't no gamble, Pa. When you get to be 65, you get paid.
Paid for what?
For being 65. It's a reward, like.
What's that? What's that got to do with your ma and me?
Well, you got to stop feuding. If you both get killed off before you get to be 65, you won't get paid.
Hey, are you sure the government's giving real money?
Yep, it's real money, all right, with eagles on it for spending.
Well, money makes the mare go, and I can feel the horse coming out of me.
Say, it sounds tempting. We ought to call off the feud.
Now, hold on. Suppose we stop feuding and Carver keeps on a-going.
Carver's willing to feud me. Abner pumped him yesterday.
Fair enough. Might as well give in, Eli.
Yeah, might as well, son. It's real money.
Come on, Pa.
Well, okay, bedokey. The feud's over. Now, wait. Hold on. Before there's any more cheering, when do I get paid?
Right way. Here's your sociable security blank, Pa. All you got to do is sign your name right.
Now, load your guns, folks. The feud's back on.
What's eating you, Pa?
What's all that got, Eli?
Hold on, son. You ain't passing up that money.
You heard my battle cry. The feud's on.
What? You mean you'd rather die fighting than sign your name to this blank, Pa?
I ain't got no choice, son. You know I can't write my name. Come on, you Carver. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the mighty Allen art players who, as contributors to the rapid decline of the drama, are not to be sneezed at. And the guest we now present, Professor Jameson, is not to be sneezed at either, for he has made a lifelong study of that famous winter sport. The Professor Savant Deluxe says...
During the Middle Ages, ladies and gentlemen, there was a popular belief that when a person sneezed, the soul momentarily left the body, being violently expelled through the nostrils. During that instant of temporary vacancy, the body was at the mercy of the devil who could take possession of it before the soul got back again, unless some quick-witted person protected the body by saying Gesundheit.
Well, now, that's very interesting, Professor. Did all the nations have that belief?
Well, some expression of that belief still survives in many countries. In Germany, of course, they still say Gesundheit. A French sneeze is greeted with Dieu vous bénisse. Italians say salute. And when a person sneezes in this country, if a friend has his best wishes at heart, he will say...
Yeah, I know, Professor. Sal hepatica. For while Salapatica won't help you fight off devils, it certainly will help you to fight a cold. Modern physicians say that you can often help throw off a cold more quickly by doing two fundamental things at its very beginning. Remove waste through laxation and help nature combat the acidity that frequently accompanies a cold. And, ladies and gentlemen, you can do both of these things at once by taking Sal Hepatica. So at the very first sneeze, the minute you feel you're catching a cold, do this.
Get plenty of rest. Drink lots of liquids and watch your diet. But first, above all else, put 2 teaspoonfuls of Sal Hepatica in a glass of water and drink it.
Don't take chances with a cold, ladies and gentlemen. Take Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Van Steeden and the Ipana Troubadours are playing this year's Kisses, the vocal kisses by the Town Hall Quartet. Hall Varieties. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're setting the stage for the next event at the Old Town Hall. The Mighty Allen Art players are being wrapped in cellophane to keep them fresh for next week. And Fred is distributing shamrocks to his guest stars for tonight. Looks as though we're about ready. All set, Fred?
Yes, Harry. This is St. Patrick's Day, and we're making it sort of an all-Irish evening for our guests.
I see. You're doubling the entertainment. Oh.
Well, I'll hang around if you want to laugh at it yourself, Harry. Otherwise, I'll...
After hearing it, I've changed my
mind. The show really looks swell, Harry. We have Adrian O'Brien, who in a few minutes is going to be your favorite tenor. The Doherty sisters, Martin Burns and his Irish band.
Gee, that sounds great, Fred. Who's first?
Well, first, we have Professor Quigley left over from last week, you know.
Oh, yes, Professor Quigley, the escape artist.
Yes.
He had some trouble last week.
Yes, but I'm sure he'll be all right tonight. Are you ready, Professor Quigley?
Yes, Mr. Allen, right on the job.
Ladies and gentlemen, last week, you may remember, Professor Quigley attempted to escape from a packing case.
In 3 minutes.
Just a minute, Professor. I'm making an announcement.
I know. I didn't get the full 3 minutes last Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to explain that to the radio audience.
Why, my glasses fell off. I could have escaped. But you can't see anything in the dark when your glasses fall off.
I know. You can't see anything in the dark with your glasses on, either.
Now, don't change the subject, Alan. I'm raring to go.
Well, you want people to know what you're going to do, don't you?
I'm going to get in this packing case. They'll see me getting in. You don't have to explain it.
I know, but people don't know what you're getting in there for. They might think you live in there or something.
Now, listen, Alan. Last week you said if I came up here tonight, I could escape. Now, that's what I'm here for. Talking isn't getting us anywhere.
All right.
Well, now, don't get sore about it.
I'm not sore. If you just keep quiet a minute, I'll explain everything to our audience. Then you can get in the box and stay there for all I care.
I'll be out in 3 minutes.
All right, but keep quiet. KQ. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, Professor Quigley dropped his glasses in the middle of a vital experiment in in the art of escaping, I might say, and wasn't able to get out within his allotted time. Now, tonight, we're locking him in the packing case again and hoping for the best. You look a little winded, Professor.
Yes, I was late getting to the studio. I got stuck in the traffic.
You're an escape artist and you can't get out of traffic?
Yes, on account of St. Patrick's Day parade, they kept the green lights on Fifth Avenue all day. I couldn't get cross town.
Did you leave your car in traffic and run over?
No, I didn't. I parked my car downstairs.
You did, huh?
I was in a hurry, but I guess it'll be all right there.
Yes, it'll be all right. The doorman will keep his eye on it. You can escape with a clear conscience. And now, Professor, if you'll get in your packing case, we'll go right ahead with the show. Now, before we start, Professor, try not to escape during one of the... Professor's not as limber as he used to be. I remember last week he vaulted right into the box here, and Uncle Jim had to sort of give him a little piggyback in reverse, I might say. A piggyback on the other side. Well, before we start, Professor, try not to escape during one of the guest acts, if you will. If you feel the time has come, try to escape if you can time it between the acts. You know, wait a minute. It's going to look bad if you pop out and get a big reception while someone's in the middle of a song.
I'll be out in 3 minutes. Every man for himself.
And now, while Uncle Jim is locking and nailing Professor Quigley in, we'll return to the entertainment. You all set, Uncle Jim?
All okay, Fred.
We don't want him to get out when we're not looking. Just lock that up. I don't think the lock is good and secure, huh?
Indeed.
I don't think you'll have to nail it down. We'll all keep an eye on him and see what happens. Now we'll go right along with the show. Our first guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to have you meet a beautiful voice possessed by a likable chap. The voice is tenor, and the young man is Adrian O'Brien. Adrian, this is St. Patrick's Day, and if a gentleman with the name of Adrian O'Brien can't sing his best on the natal day of his favorite patron saint, I'm afraid the race is going to do something drastic about it. You're from how do you feel about it? You think anything? You feel in rare form tonight? Rare voice, I might say.
Well, I really should.
You should.
I hope it brings out the best in me.
Well, I'm sure that it will. You come from up in Boston, don't you?
Yes.
I know Bill McKinney has told me quite a lot about you and told me confidentially that you are considered to be the John McCormick of New England. Is that right?
Well,
I've got
much to
pinned
say
down
about that.
You have nothing to say, all right?
I'll settle for Morton Downey.
Well, how come you spend so much time up in Boston with a voice like yours? Why don't you come over here with all of the nightclubs and radio and one thing and another? I should think you'd have been over here long ago.
Well, I was here, Fred, in 1931.
1931? Well, that's 5 years ago.
Well, I was pretty young, just a callow youth at that time.
A callow? And now you have blossomed, as it were, huh? Did you hear Jack Benny? Did you hear our song the other night, Jack Benny and I, when we sang?
Yes, I did.
You did, huh? Yes. You know, the next day that song dropped out of the hit parade and got into the sweepstakes winners. But, Adrian, well, I want you to know we're happy to have you here tonight, and I'm going to ask you what you're going to sing.
Well, in honor of the occasion, I'll sing one of the best-known Irish songs, A Little Bit of Heaven.
A Little Bit of Heaven. Thank you very much.
Have you ever heard the story of how Ireland got its name? I'll tell you so you'll understand from whence old Ireland came. No wonder that we're proud of that dear land across the sea. For here's the way my dear old mother told the tale to me. Sure, a little bit of heaven fell from out the skies one day, and it nestled on the ocean in a spot so far away. And when the angels found it, sure it looked so sweet and fair. They said, we leave it, for it looks so peaceful there. Then they sprinkled it with stardust just to make the shamrocks grow. 'Tis the only place you'll find them, no matter where you go. And they dotted it with silver to make its lake so grand. And when they had it finished, sure they called it
Excellent, Adrian. And now, before we present the next act, we'll see how Professor Quigley is doing. What's new, Professor?
Coming along fine. I'll be out in a jiffy.
All right, we'll be...
There's the phone, Fred.
Well, I'm busy with the professor. Will you take it, Harry? The phone is over on the chair there. Just
Hello? What, the doorman downstairs. What?
Who is it, Harry?
The doorman, something about a car down.
Well, let me talk to him. Professor Quigley, I'll see you. Don't want to disturb any. Hello? Well? Professor Quigley's car is parked near the fire hydrant. You want to talk to him on the phone? Well, I don't know whether the professor can talk to you now. I'll see. Professor!
You're right out.
No, somebody wants you on the phone.
What?
You want it on the phone. The telephone.
I'll take it.
Shall we open the box?
No. Put the phone down here.
All right. Will you take this over to the professor, Uncle Jim? You just set it down there. We wouldn't want to... You all right, Professor?
All right. Hello? You'll have to speak louder. What? My car is next to a fire hydrant. No, don't move it. I'll be right down. Okay, goodbye.
Everything all right, Professor?
Yes. They want me to move my car. I'll be right out.
All right. Now, while we're waiting to welcome Professor Quigley, ladies and gentlemen, our next guests tonight are Martin Burns and his Irish Blackbirds. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the best-known Irish bands in New York City. Martin Burns, Mr. Burns, and his Irish Blackbirds are very well known at the Innisfail ballrooms over on East 56th Street and have played practically all of the outstanding Irish festive events in New York for the past several years. And what are you going to play tonight, Mr. Burns?
I'm going to play some marches and an Irish reel.
He's going to play Kilkenny for Me, the Boys from Wexford, and the reel, The Old Maids of Galway. Is that right? Those are the numbers, all right. Martin Burns and his Irish Blackbirds. just heard Martin Burns and his Irish Blackbirds. And now, before the next number, come in.
Is Professor Quigley here?
Yes, but he's pretty busy right now,
Well,
sir.
can I see him?
Not from there, no.
Now, quit stalling, Bud. I got to see this Quigley right away.
Now, just a minute. Who are you?
Police headquarters. Plainclothes squad, Bud. Now, where's Quigley?
He's in that box.
Who are you trying to kid, brother?
Professor Quigley's an escape artist. He's in that box. He's busy escaping.
Oh, yeah? Hey, Quigley.
I'll be right out.
Now, listen, stupid. Your car is parked in front of a fire hydrant downstairs. If you don't get that can out of there in 2 minutes, I'll run you in.
Okay. I'll speed it up in here.
Come on, come on. Get out of that box and move that percolator.
Well, can't you come back a little later, officer?
I'm the law, Alan, and this bum.
Yes?
Yes, you, Quigley. Open this box in the name of the law.
You better open it up, Uncle Jim.
Okay, Fred.
Looks as though we're going to...
I'm practically out.
Open that casket or I'll bust it in.
I don't know.
This is an outrage. You've ruined my act. You can't get away with this.
Come on, punk. You're resisting the law.
Now, you better go. This is an officer, Professor. You better go.
But what about my performance? What about my escape act? Well, listen, if I had a little peace around here, I could get out of that box in 3 minutes.
Come on,
Now,
phony.
just a minute, officer.
Now, listen, what about my
There's
escape
nothing
act?
we
Mr.
can
Allen?
do about it tonight, Professor. I'll admit you've been molested, and there's only one thing I can suggest. Now, if you want to come back again next Wednesday, I think you're entitled to another chance.
I'll be here with bells on.
Come on, Quigley.
No, Professor Quigley to you, Flatfoot.
I hope you won't have any trouble with that ticket, Professor.
I'll get out of that in 3 minutes flat. Professor Quigley never fails.
Come on, bum.
Professor Quigley will positively appear next Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen. Will he escape? While you're figuring out the answer, we present our next number. 2 young ladies from the county Bayonne in New Jersey. Maria and Julia Doherty. We are happy to welcome the Doherty sisters back on our program tonight, on our Irish night. And you girls are going to dance a jig or a reel. Which is it?
An Irish jig.
An Irish jig, huh? And what is the number called? The cow that ate the blanket, is that the one?
That's it. I forgot about that.
The cow... The cow that ate the blanket, its milk will tickle you to death, eh? Well, all right, you go right ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, before our bird's eye preview of next week's cantata, I would just like to thank the many friends who have taken the time to write to us, both about these programs and about the 2 products that make them all possible. We hope you'll continue to remember the famous tube and the famous bottle.
Ipana toothpaste for the smile of beauty. Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Ipana, Sal Hepatica.
Thank you, Harry. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, next Wednesday evening, Town Hall tonight brings you comedy. Drama.
Honey, phrases won't win me over, Schemer. I know you're after my money.
That's right, lady. Your income tax should have been filed the 15th.
Stock market reports.
Consolidated tin can opened ragged.
And music. Good night.
Selection this year's pictures performed on this program was from On the Avenue. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
A fun hour. Town Hall tonight starring Fred Allen, going back 88 years, March 17th, 1937. As I said, visit us at classicradio.stream and keep an eye on your podcast feed for Biography and Sound starring Fred Allen and remembering him after his passing. But up next, let's remember David and Claudia, shall we?
You can help children, old folks, the sick, and the aged. You can help destroy juvenile delinquency. You can make your town a healthier place in which to live. You can do all this with just one gift, a contribution to your community chest. 4 out of 10 families in community chest areas benefit directly from the services you help to support. The other families benefit indirectly by better community living conditions. So make your town a better place to live. Give generously to your community chest.
Now we wrap up this edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with another episode of the soap opera Claudia. 76 years ago, March 17th, 1949.
Your Coca-Cola bottler presents Claudia. Claudia, based on the famous play and novels by Rose Franken. Brought to you transcribed Monday through Friday by your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. Relax, and while you're listening, refresh yourself. Have a Coke. And now, Claudia.
Claudia.
Yeah?
Just how long are you going to wait before you tell David about that ticket?
It isn't a ticket, Mama. It's a summons.
It's the same thing.
A summons is bigger and better than a ticket,
It's
Mama.
nothing to be proud of.
Summons, you have to go to court, Mama.
With a ticket, you can go to court, too.
Oh, but a summons, you have to.
Claudia.
Yeah?
You aren't by any chance proud you were given a summons yesterday.
Well, not exactly, but... No, not proud, but not belittled either.
Now stand still while I measure you.
I'm standing still. Only my brain is working.
Seems to react all over you. Well, waist is 25.
Oh, pretty good.
You know, I waited all through dinner last night for you to tell David. But you didn't have the courage.
Well, they just weren't right to tell him at dinner last night. This morning you went out like a flash, and you can't tell a man anything important when he's in a hurry.
You better tell him in a hurry, or it's going to be worse when you get around to it.
I'm going to tell him tonight, after dinner.
And by that time, he'll know something's fishy.
Oh, I know, David. He won't mind at all. Hardly.
That I am waiting to see. A man who doesn't hardly mind at all when his wife tells him she's had his car smashed up and has to go to court because she didn't have the sense to keep her mouth shut.
Mama, whose side are you on, anyway?
If you hadn't been so anxious to make that other man look wrong, you could have settled it all right then and there. He was most agreeable and sweet about it.
You aren't on my side, are you?
And I never said I was. And you should have told David this before.
You know, every now and then I have half a mind not to tell him at all.
I would advise you that you use your whole mind.
Oh, well, maybe you won't make such a fuss after all. After all, Mama, anybody can have another car bump into them. I didn't do anything.
Oh, no. Except make a U-turn where there was a sign that precisely forbade it.
I'll bet you anything, Mama. David is sweet about it. I'll bet you he says...
Yes, go on.
Well, I bet you all that David says is, just don't do it again. I bet you that's all he says.
Well, I wouldn't put money on it.
Neither would I.
When are you supposed to go to court?
Tomorrow. You know, maybe I ought to wash my hair.
It is not a party.
But it helps if a girl looks nice. In the movies, anyway. You know, Mama, the more I think about it, the more I think David is going to be sweet and understanding and darling.
Well, we'll find out tonight.
Mama, please don't underestimate the man I married.
I think you underestimate the man you married.
Oh, David, I'm so glad you're home.
Hey, take it easy. You're choking.
Oh, darling, kiss me again. I love you.
Say, what's gotten into you?
Kiss me and shut up. Hey, David, wait a minute. Don't sit down yet.
Why not?
Dinner isn't ready yet, and I want you to be comfortable, darling. I brought your old tweed coat.
I'm perfectly comfortable, thank
No,
you.
you're not comfortable. Here, I'll help you.
Hey, what's going on here?
Not a thing. I just want you to be comfortable. David, darling, put down your paper a second.
What now?
Here are your slippers.
My feet don't hurt.
I know, but they'll be more at home in your slippers. No, don't move. I'll put them on for you.
Darling, you're treating me like an aged invalid.
Well, I just love to wait on you. Is that so unusual? Oh, David, come on. Now have some more steak. How about some more onions? Come on.
I couldn't eat another thing. I'm stuffed.
Oh, yes, you're right. You better save a little space. We're having a divine dessert.
Wish you'd told me sooner.
You know, all day I tried to decide what you liked most. But, darling, apple pancakes.
That is a surprise.
Oh, darling, I'm so glad I planned right. Well, David, now, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel fine.
Oh, here's your pipe. Here's
thank
some
you.
matches, and here's the big ashtray.
I'm certainly getting the royal treatment tonight.
Night, every night, darling.
Are you sure you feel all right?
Oh, yes, I feel fine. Oh, how'd you like a fire in the fireplace?
No, everything is just perfect.
Good.
Now stop fussing.
I'm not fussing.
Ever since I've been home, you've been hopping around like a canary. I don't need so much attention. You're turning my head.
Well, I couldn't spoil you if I tried.
Well, I see the little family is gathered around.
Hello, Mama. Sit down. Join us. Make yourself comfortable and stay a while.
Oh, no, I just came in to pick up my knitting bag. I'm going upstairs.
Nonsense. You stay right here with us. Now, don't be so snooty.
Well, I'm very fastidious about the people with whom I keep company,
Mama,
David.
you stay here. Oh, there's that little monster again. I'll be right back, David. Don't go away, Mama.
Oh. Hey, look, Mama, I'm in a fog. Perhaps you can tell me what's been going on here tonight. Perhaps you
Why?
can tell me what it's all about.
Why, what on earth do you mean, David?
Such a business. Ever since I came home, I feel like the Prince of Wales being born. My tweed coat, my slippers, fancy dinner, wonderful dinner, too. My pipe, matches. Have I forgotten something, Mother?
No, I don't think so.
Is it her birthday? No. It isn't her birthday. Was the baby born today?
Oh, you know perfectly well he's a July baby.
This isn't an anniversary, is it? Come on, help me out, Mrs. Brown. Tell me, what is going on?
You're a very suspicious young man.
Well, I'm not deaf, dumb, and blind, or a moron either. When Claudia starts behaving like a saint and a nurse and a wicked woman all in one, there's something afoot. I only wish I knew what it was.
Hey, Mama, how long do babies go on being wet?
As long as they're babies.
I'm afraid it's forever. Well, now isn't this nice? I'm going to sit down here and be very quiet so David can read.
Well, David doesn't feel like reading.
He doesn't.
No. David feels like talking.
Well, it's a rare occasion, isn't it?
Make the most of it, Claudia.
Now, what will we talk about?
Claudia,
Yeah?
are you absolutely positive that you don't have some little thing you want to talk about?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, not specially.
You're sure?
Now let me see. What would be interesting to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
David,
What?
if you hadn't been an architect, would you have liked being a lawyer?
That's a nice, devious approach.
What was that, Mother?
I didn't say anything.
Mama, be quiet. Well, would you? Would you like to be a lawyer?
Not especially.
Hmm.
I wanted to be a doctor for a while, but not a lawyer especially.
You know, I think I'd have liked being a lawyer. I think it'd be fun.
Oh.
Going to court.
I see now.
What's that, Mother?
Don't you, David?
There's nothing exciting about going to court.
For lawyers?
For anybody.
Well, I've never been to court, of course, except to get married. That was different. That was fun. Still, I think it'd be exciting to be in court. cross-examined and swearing the oath and all the other things you do in court.
No, actually, it's a very dull business.
Well, if you have a summons, you have to go to court, don't you? I mean, there's no way to get out of it.
No way. Why, who has a summons? Anybody we know?
David, I don't jump to conclusions. We're only talking.
I didn't jump anywhere.
Of course, I think men are much better in court than women would be.
Well, men are much better in practically everything than women.
You know, I think you'd be wonderful in court, David. I think you could get the judge bamboozled and you could get the other man whose car ran into you all mixed up. Oh, I'd love to see you in court. You'd be wonderful.
Well, I sincerely trust that you're not soon going to have the opportunity to see me in court.
Something else, David.
I know.
When a man and woman are husband and wife and are married...
All that and married, too. I think I'm going to bed.
Hush up, Mama.
Really, Mama?
When they're married, it's the same thing if a man talks as when his wife talks, isn't it?
Claudia. Just what are you trying to tell me?
David, do you love me?
I'm not sure. And I don't like red herrings. Now, you tell me what you're trying to tell me.
Why, how do you know I'm trying to tell you anything?
Because ever since I came into the house tonight, you've treated me as if you had something to tell me.
Nothing to shout about.
I'm not shouting. I think it probably is something to shout about anyway, so... Now, come on, Claudia. Out with it now.
Well, I have a little something for you. I don't like to bother you about it, David.
I know.
Well, here it is. It's just a little piece of paper. It's tiny.
A little piece of paper. Claudia, this little something is a summons. This little tiny piece of paper.
I know, David. That's why I gave it to you. I don't know anything about summons, and you know about everything, and...
Claudia, what did you do?
I didn't do anything. I was standing still, and he ran into me.
I can well imagine. When?
Yesterday morning. He went and crumpled my fender, and then he tried to blame it all on me. He had a nerve.
Yesterday morning? You crumpled your fender? Who? Where?
Well, that place you told me not to make a U-turn, David. That's where. He backed right up into me, David. But it isn't very serious. I had the fender fixed. You never even noticed it this morning when you drove it.
Did you make a U-turn?
It was perfectly all right, David.
Oh, it was all right,
If
David.
he hadn't gone and backed up into me. Silly little man with a mustache. Honestly, the way some people drive.
And you got the summons.
Well, because he wasn't willing to pay the damage.
Oh, I see.
Well, then I knew you'd think I'd done something wrong.
I certainly would.
I wasn't going to let him get away with it. And the policeman gave me a summons, but I was in the right, David.
You were in the right.
Yes.
You were making a U-turn where I specifically told you it was not allowed.
Well,
You wanted to see that poor little man with a mustache take the blame. You are outrageous.
David, you're shouting.
You bet I'm shouting. I have to stay up in Eastbrook tomorrow. Waste a whole day out of the office to get you out of this mess, and you accuse me of shouting.
That's the trouble with men.
What is the trouble with men?
They're so undependable. Oh, David, I may never forgive you for this. Never.
Well, I'll be galled dang.
You're aware, almost subconsciously, when it's time for a favorite radio program. Turn the subconscious time meter on a little in advance tomorrow and step over to the refrigerator before you turn on the dial. Get yourself a bottle of Coke. Then you're all set to listen refreshed. That's just one of the many times when the pause that refreshes with ice-cold Coca-Cola proves mighty welcome. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you transcribed with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola.
For Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes. And ice-cold Coca-Cola is everywhere.
"76 years ago, March 17th, 1949, Claudia, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage, classicradio.stream. We'll see you tomorrow for the sealed book, Boston Blackie, Dangerous Assignment, and I Was a Communist for the FBI, along with more about Claudia. Here on Classic Radio Theater, I'm Wyatt Cox.